What's going on, guys? I hope everyone's doing good. You're having an awesome day. And in this video, I want to address my calves issue. All right, the fact that I have barely any calves. You would look at a picture of my leg. All right, I'll put it right here, and you guys can see I have no calves. All right, my quads look huge. My leg look pretty decent, but then it looks so weird the fact that I have no calves. All right, and I'll tell you guys if I train them, what I think is the issue, and what Google would say. All right, so first of all, do I train my calves? Yes, I do train my calves, and I do put the same amount of effort on my calves as I'm putting on my other body parts. Of course, I'm not gonna spend an hour on my calves because they're a smaller muscle, but I still hit them with the right intensity, the right volume that they need to grow. All right, of course, I'm putting more time on my quads or my hamstring. So I hit them more as frequently as any other body part. All right. So that's the first thing. For everyone saying that I don't train my calves and I just skip leg day, well, that's not really true. Second thing is, if you realize my insertions are very high, all right? Now, this might be why, but also I'm thinking I used to play a lot of soccer, a lot of football when I was younger, running a lot, and trust me, I used to be very athletic. I used to jump super high, and I used to do those Olympic games like at school, of course, but I used to always be the best at those where you're running and then you have to jump on sand, and I used to be great at those. And I don't know if because the fact I used to run so much, my calves kind of disappeared. It doesn't make sense that they atrophied, but I'm just throwing it out there. Another thing is that if you see my insertions, well, you'll see that my calf is so small, super small. It's like seriously, it's like a little boy muscle, a little boy's leg calf. And looking at that, I'm like, well, I was training them today, and I'm looking at the insertion, and it's like there's no place for that muscle to grow because then it's so small. So how can it expand? The only way it can expand is basically as a rectangle because it's so high, the insertion. So that might be a reason why. All right, maybe the genetics, because I'm putting the work in, and I was at a certain point doing calves 3 times a week, and I was really hitting them very intense. I was starting my leg workout with, as everyone would suggest me. I was putting a lot of work on them. I was also doing feeder workouts for calves at a certain point where I was doing calf raises every day at home. Nothing happened. I was going all in, balls out on my calves like a year, 2 years ago. Nothing happened. You can look at them now, and someone that doesn't even work out, he just walks and have better calves than me. So I don't think the problem is the training. Maybe I've been training them wrong all my life, but what is the possibility of that, knowing that I'm a trainer and all the other muscles on my body are well developed? So I don't want to be blaming it on genetics and kind of giving up on it, but at this point, I don't want to invest any more hours in the gym doing something that will not give me a lot of return on my investment. I'd rather do squats or more lunges or more hamstring work on my leg day. All right, so I'm addressing it because I know that there's a lot of people that have a similar issue as me, where their calves are so small. Now, what does Google say? Well, Google says if you Google small calves benefits, you'll see that most Olympic runners and sprinters and what was it saying? Well, most athletes, they would have smaller calves because it allows them to run faster, to kind of be more agile. That was the word. You're more agile, you're faster, and hey, if I'm able to run faster, I'll take it. I'd rather have smaller calves and more athletic, being more athletic build where I can run if ever I need to, than having huge calves, but if I want to run, they're so heavy that they're draining me down. So that's it. That's it. I don't think it's a big issue. Yes, it does look weird because my quads are just too big, but then again, what do? I can't do much about it. I just want to keep growing my quads and keep growing my hamstrings. And hopefully my calves at a certain point grow also a little bit, just to kind of keep it as proportionate as possible, even though they're already out of the proportion. So that's it. What do I think? It's mostly genetics.